Okay, beautiful people, you're welcome to class. Welcome to another episode of Nursing with Abby. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. And we are celebrating our infection control week. We had so many departments or so many hospitals or infection control units that celebrated this wonderful week, and it always runs in October. So I'm going to be placing some clips of what some of the hospitals around the world did for concerning this wonderful day of celebration. My name is Nurse Abiodun. I'm Nurse Abi for short. Thank you so much, my subscribers, for always joining me. Thank you so much for the love and support. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. And if you're watching me for the first time, you're welcome. You're welcome to this episode of Nursing with Abby. This channel, we talk about nursing, lifestyle, and everything in between. My name is Nurse Abiodun, Nurse Abi for short. I'm a nurse, I'm a midwife, I'm a public health advocate, and I love what I do. Now, back to what we intend to talk about today. Enough of me. Now, we're going to be talking about Infection Control Week. I said it's a week dedicated to give us more awareness about infection control, and it's occurs in October. Now, quite a number of departments or hospitals decide to pick maybe the first week, second week, or third week of October, depending, but at least there should be a week dedicated in October for infection control in various hospitals worldwide. Now, we all know what 2020 came in with, which was the COVID-19 pandemic, and it was an infection that shook everyone to its bone marrow. So now, and we all know that the infection could be transmitted via infection. So we all need to make sure that we are aware of the risk of transmission and how to prevent them, so that we can prevent this life-threatening disease condition from continuous contraction to other people. Thank God for the science, thank God for the vaccine, thank God for the face masks that we use. But the most important method of ensuring the infection control that has been proven to help us thus far is strict hand washing. Yes, strict hand washing. If you look at our hands, you might see it looks so clean, but if you look at it under a microscope, you'll see some germs hiding underneath your hands, which definitely you could pick from surfaces, you could pick from food, that whatever you touch or lay your hands on. So strict hand washing is very important to ensure that these hands are clean, because that is the most viable way of transmitting infection from one person to another, not only in the hospital, even in the world, around the world at large. So I'm going to be teaching us 7 steps to hand washing as recommended by the World Health Organization. Yes, and maybe we know, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't know it very well. We could just go ahead and learn it better, okay? And that's why I came up with this episode, to just re-educate us on better steps of hand washing, okay? So we all know that we can use soap and water to wash our hands, or we could use hand sanitizer. So here I'm also going to be discussing which one is better between hand sanitizers and your regular soap and water, okay? Yeah, I'm going to be talking about the two towards the end of this episode, so make sure that you stay tuned to the end. So let's move immediately to the 7 steps of hand washing. Now, a lot of people mix this up. Yeah, maybe they wash the fingers first, the tip of the fingers first, or the back of the hand second, or whatever. So I'm going to be giving you a very beautiful acronym for you to remember, like a mnemonic for you to remember, and it is PBFT. PBFT. Now the P is 1, the B is 1, the F is 2, and the T is 2. Okay? PBF square T square. PBF square T square. PBF square T square. It's very nice. You could even teach your children. TBF square T square. So let's go. How do we do this? Now, you're going to wet your hands with water. Yes, just wet your hands with water to ensure that the soap is able to run through easily. So you're going to put a size of soap. It could be liquid soap, most preferably liquid soap, to prevent just rubbing your hands against the block soap. So you put your soap in your hands, and the first thing, that is the first P, is rub your palms together like this. Rub your palms together with the soap. So the soap is definitely forming a lather at this point. Then the next one is P. You've done the P. Then the next is B, and the B is the back of your hands. the back of your hands. Make sure you open your fingers. Yes, that's it. You can try it with me. It's very beautiful. Yes, the back of your finger. So we are done with P and B. So we move to the first F. And the first F is your hands together again in between your fingers. See? In between your fingers. Like that. So from one finger washes in between, then the other finger also washes in between like that. So you're washing in between your fingers at the first F. Now the second F would be the back of your fingers. So you're going to fold your finger like this as if you want to form a knuckle. Like that. And you wash. You wash. And then the other one, you wash like that. Okay? Now the next T would be your thumb. Don't forget your teeny thumb. So you're going to rub your hands around your thumb. You take it one at a time, and then the other one around your thumb like that. Can you see? Round your thumb like that. Yes, round your thumb like that. And then the final is the tip of your fingers. Not forgetting the tip of your fingers. Okay, remember that your soap is still forming lather, and it's the one that's going to help you to really wash well. So after washing, you ensure that all your hands are properly washed. We do move to another the other surgical side, where we wash the wrist of our hand down, the wrist of our hands down like that, wrist of our hands down like this, especially for the surgeons or those ones that are in the hospital. And then we put our hands under running water to rinse our hands. Now, a lot of people believe that we should air dry our hands, okay? While some people believe you can get a single-use clean towel that you can use to mop your hands dry, or you lift your hands up to air dry it. Or we could have air dryers in various, depending on where you are. Air dryers can also help, but make sure that while you're using the air dryers, your hands do not touch other surfaces, not to contaminate the hand again. So again, we go to the mnemonic, which is P, B, F square, T square. P, B, F square, T square. P, B, F square, T square. The P is the palm. The B is the back of your hands. The F, that's the lacing of your fingers. And then the back of your fingers. And then your thumb. Not forgetting the tip of your fingers like that. And then the other one like that. And you can go to your wrist if you like. And then you rinse your hands. So that's it. Very easy steps. So make sure that the next time you're washing your hands, remember P, B, F2, T2. P, B, F2, T2. All right. Now, some people would ask me, how long will it take for me to wash my hands? Now, the World Health Organization encourages 40 to 60 seconds. Now, you're wondering, will I have to take a watch anytime I want to wash my hands? Of course not. You may not. But you could sing, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, my dear. Happy birthday to you. Now, with that, probably if you sing it like 2-3 times, I think you should be done with 40 to 60 seconds. And make sure you're able to wash every part of your hands. All right. So I think that's it. Now, we can also ask, some people may ask that frequent washing of hands, won't it irritate the skin? It's possible, especially for those of us working in the hospital. So we do encourage that. For those of us who have maybe some allergies to some type of soap, make sure that you have a soap that is mild on your skin, and it will help you to prevent such irritations, because your skin should not be broken. That could increase the risk of infection. And some people also use hand lotions, okay, to moisturize the hands, maybe at intervals, intermittently, to help the hands to be moisturized and reduce that allergy or the irritation or skin breakdown. Now, we could also have some people asking also that when exactly should we wash our hands? Now, there are so many schools of thought. I'll just give you a few. Before you make your meals, after making your meals, when you're back from your groceries, when you taking your medication before and after, when you're taking your eye drops, very important also, when you're taking public transport before and after, then when you're removing your face masks, very important also. When you're touching someone else's possession, maybe paper, maybe a phone, someone else's possession, anything that belongs to someone else, make sure you wash your hands after you give it back to the person. Then contact with the sick. Maybe you went to visit the sick in the hospital, or you went to visit your sick friend. Make sure you wash your hands after leaving the place. Then after shaking hands, make sure you wash your hands. After using the washroom, make sure you wash your hands. After changing baby's diapers, make sure you wash your hands. Very important. Then after touching money and after lifting trash, maybe garbage, and also when you touch lift buttons. Oh, not forgetting, when you touch animals, your pets, it's also very important to wash your hands. Now, some people would ask me what exactly sanitizers do. Now, sanitizers are just alcohol-based liquid hand wash that's used, and please ensure that your alcohol-based sanitizers have at least 60 to 70% of alcohol. It should be written at the back of the sanitizer. So how do we use the sanitizer? It's almost the same method, but just make sure that instead of using water, we use sanitizer. So you're going to put a large chunk in your hands, and then we'll rub our hands together, and then the back of our hands, and then the thumb, like that, as we do before. Just make sure that as you're doing it, you should feel the drying effect of the alcohol, because that's when the actual alcohol is actually working. So you can do this for 20 to 30 seconds and make sure you're able to touch all parts of your hands, as we have said. But there is a but with infections that your hand sanitizers may not be able to eradicate from your hands. Number 1 is novovirus, number 2 is C. diff, and number 3 is cryptosporidium. So those 3, they are majorly in the hospitals, especially so it's important that those in the hospital really use the soap and water to wash their hands to prevent the transmission of this infection from one person to another. Then it may not also remove any dirt or greasy stains on the hands. Okay, there's no how you can use a sanitizer and it can remove any grease or dirt, visible dirt on the hands. Then also it may not remove pesticides or chemicals or heavy metals from the hands. Okay, so the most appropriate method of hand washing definitely would be soap and water, and using this technique, 7 steps that I talked about. But if peradventure you do not have that presently or readily, then please make sure you use your sanitizer. So we celebrate with every nurse that has done everything that they can to ensure that the year of the pandemic is going fast away from us, and to everyone who has lost somebody, we commiserate with you, and we wish that we stand together better against this pandemic and our lives returns to normal. So thank you so much for another episode of Nursing with Abby. I really enjoyed this beautiful time with you. Please ensure you like, share, and subscribe. Please share to your friends, your nursing friends, your colleagues, and let us learn together. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, please make sure you note it in the comment section. I'll do well to ensure that I reply you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for another time, and from the team, from here signing out, it's bye for now.